Test. We are live, back again. It's Thursday, 10:05 a.m. Back doing another live beat critique. Reviewing your beats, letting you know if they will work for TV placements or not. Right now, what I'm about to do is make sure that this stream is working on my phone. Boom, it is. Pop that right there. We're back with another week. We're doing a live beat critique, listening to your beats. You can submit them through the Discord community, which you see on your screen here, but you can also go in the description below and join. We're going to review your beats. I'm going to let you know why or why not it would work for TV and what you can do to improve that track to make it placeable on television. We've been having a lot of great submissions so far. This is week 12. Excited to be back. And what you see on your screen right now is the Discord community challenge, Q challenge. So basically, every week now, what I'm going to do is turn in a MIDI into this group channel here on Discord. I'm going to put what type of track you should make with this MIDI. So if it's drama or dramedy, comedy, scene openers, pop, anything. And each week, what we're going to do as a community is challenge ourselves to make one track based off that MIDI. And then we can use that track to review. Everybody's going to listen to it live on Discord together. We'll review that track. I'll give out notes telling you why or what you should do to change it up. And then from there, you'll have a track that you can put to the side, build your own catalog, and submit for TV placements. This is about getting your reps in. I read a chapter, I think sometime this week, from Atomic Habits. And he talks about how a lot of times people do so much to prepare for the action that they need to take. Let's say if it's sync licensing, you do all your research. You're looking on all these different YouTube channels. You're looking at all these different videos and stuff like that, trying to get as much information before you actually prepare yourself to submit. But what I really believe in, and what this chapter talks about at Atomic Habits by James Clear, is getting in the reps. It's more important to take action. It is important to get the motion going, review and study up and stuff like that. But it is really important to put the action in. So this channel is all about doing that. We're gonna come together. Everybody's gonna make a track. We're going to get the reps in, and we're going to keep building our catalogs internally. And then people can use that to submit out for TV placement. So that's the plan with that. We're going to go ahead and wait for a couple more people to come in, and then we're going to go ahead and start listening to the reviews this week in the Share Your Music section. Like I said, if you're new to the stream, please be sure to send your music to the Share Your Music section on the Discord community. We'll listen to it, and I'll give my feedback on there. This week's been a good week so far. I've been, for the longest time, I've been struggling, man. I've been struggling to wake up at 6 a.m. I've been wanting to wake up at 6 a.m. for a while. I was stuck at like 7 for a long time. And I was just consistently waking up at 7. But now, this week, every day this week, I've been waking up at 6. Been feeling great doing it. Been going to the park, doing some meditating, being one with nature, running, doing a little basketball. So I just been feeling like I'm on this alignment, on this path of alignment to who I see myself as. And I feel more productive and more ready for the day when I can prepare myself internally in the morning. So it's been a good week so far. And I've actually made and submitted an album for one of the libraries that I include in the sync licensing course that you see on your screen. One of the libraries that I include in the bonus content section. I submitted a whole album to them this week. Feels good when you submit an album out. Had the stems bounced out, everything like that. It was a drama track. Actually, I'll play one of the tracks that I made in this album. Let me fix the volume first. Make sure the volume works on here. But yeah, I felt good to get that album finished, to turned in. Hopefully, it gets submitted and uploaded on the site in time for the NBA return for the playoffs. What's good, XL? So we're going to go ahead and play this. Let me make sure it works. Just testing it real quick. Dope. Yeah, this is something I worked on for the drama album. It's just like a drama, high energy trap album to build suspense. I wanted to keep it really contemporary, and I actually collab with 3 other producers that I work with every day on this album. So we got together and put this together, which is dope. I definitely want to give opportunities for more people in the future to start submitting, and we could collab on submitting together. But as of right now, I'm keeping it in a very small circle, testing it out with these people that I'm working with now, seeing how it works out. And then from there, hopefully I can start adding on people and making collaborative albums with new composers and stuff. But That's my long-term view, is to get a whole catalog created with different composers and sending them out to different libraries, and we're just out there collecting our royalties in harmonious musical time. I don't know. Let's go ahead and play this. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's repeats. I like this little part here. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. What's up, Slick City? I appreciate that. Like I said, this is the exact formula that I use on that course. This is the exact formula as far as the structure. I'll go ahead and play the sting, that way you guys can hear it. But it starts off with a very quick intro right here, what you'll hear. Very quick. Transitions right into the beat. And then the sting sounds like this. And if you don't know what a sting is, I actually posted a TikTok on this yesterday, but a sting is basically a little button, a little hit that ends the scene. Every editor needs it to end the scene or change the pace of the scene. So they'll, if the music stops, they usually like a sting to hit. So yeah, that's what that is. We're gonna go ahead and get into the live critique now. I'm gonna go to the share your music section. And I know we have some stuff that was submitted through last week that didn't quite make it. So we're going to go ahead and start with Brian Lopez. Shout out to Brian Lopez Music. He said, I missed last week, but here's one of my songs that I think it has good potential for sync licensing. Let's hear it. Dice que no quiere. Slick, you said that you want to submit, but you don't know how to use Discord. It should be able to just click the Discord, and then it'll get you like a quick account to make. It takes like 2 seconds, and then you just on this left bar right here, go to this share your music section and just upload it. Se pone pesada, su mente despejada, aunque ella no quiere, oh no, se hace la difícil, pero le busqué la vuelta, y después de par de trago logré convencerla, y ahora te tengo pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí, te viniste aquí pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí, y ahora te tengo pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí, pa' mí. Después de tanta fichera no se despegó. Si me sigue mirando así te voy a quitar ese pantalón. Para terminar chocándote se va a perder el gol. No te va a arrepentir cuando esté encima de mí, haciéndotelo sentir. Alright, Brian, this is dope. I don't speak Spanish. I know a very little bit amount of Spanish. I'm actually mixed with black and white, just to let people know. 'Cause usually people confuse me for being Spanish, but I'm just saying that because I can't understand what they're saying. But like Latin pop, hip hop, Latin hip hop, Latin pop, reggaeton, all that stuff gets placed really well on TV, especially on like shows on MTV and VH1 and stuff like that. Like the more current shows, I think there's like a show called Cartel Crew and stuff like that. I've made a couple of like Latin pop, Latin hip hop tracks for them. This is like a track that would fit perfectly for that. This is definitely a dope track. This would be more broadcasted towards Latin type shows, so it puts you more in one lane. But it's a dope track. You got a dope voice. The vocals are on point. The beat and the transitions are perfect. The way that the basically the hook transferred into the verse was perfect. It like cut off really early, give you a preview of the hook, and then transferred right into the verse, which was perfect. It gave it more of a variety. I think this track has a lot of like a high quality, professional quality to it. If you're recording your own vocals, that's a very, very, very high opportunity for you to be able to get more accepted into libraries, because a lot of the times they're going to be having to pay for your studio time. But if you're able to record yourself, that's going to save them costs, which gives you more money. Because usually vocalists get paid upfront fees. I don't know about every library, but the libraries that I've worked with, they'll get an upfront fee of like whatever to whatever amount of money it is to cover the cost of their studio time and just to have in their pocket. And then they'll also collect the royalties off that. And like I've said before on here, background vocals or vocals get paid more than regular instrumentals or regular beats on TV. There's a higher payout for vocals. There's background vocals, which is basically the vocals playing in the background of a TV show. Let's say they're like going to a party or whatever, and that song's playing in the background. That's a background vocal. And then a visual vocal pays even higher. A visual vocal is basically when you see them actually singing the lyrics. So if, say, the party they're going on, you see somebody singing the lyrics for a little bit, that little section where they're actually singing the lyrics is going to be a visual vocal, which pays even more. So vocalist, if you're a producer that has a vocalist, or if you're a vocalist yourself, that's a really high opportunity for sync licensing, because they really, really, really need vocals. I've worked with a lot of vocalists when I worked for the music library, and there was a lot of them that were like vocalists that just weren't up to par, I feel like. So you don't have to be crazy good. You just need to have some type of talent, and I think this is a perfect example of that. So this is a really dope track, man. I really like that. That's definitely gonna work. I would submit that. Yeah, the rhythm on that is dope. Next up, we got Aaron Francis. Shout out to Aaron. Just joined the community. I know he just got the course as well. So he's been working on tracks based off the course. So let's hear it. He says, "Hey everyone, just finished the Q. Can you please let me know what you think?" It's orchestral hip hop, but I'm not sure what Q genre it fits in. All right, I'll listen to it. I'll let you know what genre I think it fits in, and then give you some notes based off it. Perfect amount of time already. I see it's a minute and a half, so I'm gonna let that whole thing play out. All right, so there's a couple things I hear from this already from the start. The first thing is that I want that intro to come in a lot faster. So you have it out, I think, at like 11 or 15 seconds, something like that. I want it in a little bit earlier. So I would just give a taste of what the melody sounds like with this, like within the first 4 seconds. So the first 4 seconds, and then the beat drops right here. With that little fill that you have in, that little the drum fill. And then for these drums, or this bass, I want it to either be layered with a kick to give it more punch, or to use Camel Crusher. It's a free VST right now. I don't know how to use it for Mac, but I know for PC it's free, and it works really well. There's a preset on there called British Clean. It's a very good preset to put more punch and more attack onto your 808, so it'll give it a whole different dynamic. So either throw that on there or layer it with the kick. That way you're getting more punch from this track. What's up, Luis Vargas? You said just join the community, considering to get your course too, see if I can make it into sync. Greetings from Barcelona. What up? Shout out to Barcelona. Yeah, just let me know, man. This is a 40% off on the screen right now, as you can see, if you want to enter that in, but up to you. Regardless, feel free to send your track, we'll review it. All right. Also, the snare, I want it to be a little bit more punchier. Either layer it with the lower end frequency type of snare. So a snare that has more bottom end, a little bit more punch to the bottom end. That way it just brings more emphasis to this track, because the hi-hats are hitting really nice. The piano's hitting really nice. I really like the way that the piano's riding out. And then the last thing is this. I think it's like a muted trumpet right here. The muted trumpet is nice. I like it because there's not too much like saxophones and muted trumpets like that. If they're, or like alto sax, tenor sax, whatever, soprano sax, usually those type of sounds are distracting, but the way that you used it was very tasteful. It was just giving it more of an accent. So I think that's perfect the way you used it. I really like that harps like glissando that you use, that kind of pans. That's really dope. It gives it just more of like a, it's like ear candy. It gives it more of like that chill feel. Your B section right here, the verse section, the B section is perfect. There's a lot of room for dialogue right there. The choir is very ambient, spaced out. The drums are, just knocking. This part's really dope. So the type of track that I see this as is a scene closer or emotional, reflective type of track. So let me try to give you like a scene that this will be used for. Actually, this would be more like a scene opener. This is like a montage. Imagine you're just like chilling at a big mansion or something like that, and you can see like the water pool, like those pools that have like the skyline, the pools that have like the endless like ending, or I don't know how to explain it, but those pools that just look like they're like falling off a cliff, and then you see into like Los Angeles and stuff like that. You see somebody just chilling in the pool, and there's like a montage of their house or something like that. This is the type of track that I see this on. Or like a nighttime city landscape where they're like shooting B-roll at night, and you see the different scenes from a city, let's say New York City, and you hear this track in the background. Another thing I want you to do here is add that drum fill. Add that drum fill again right before you bring back in that last part A heavy chorus section. Just to introduce the hook part again. And then lastly, your sting. Your sting needs to hit differently because it's one, the notes out of key I noticed, and two, the instruments that you use for the sting weren't the same, I think, for the whole track that you used. Yeah, it's not the same key. Use the root note of the melody that you created for this track. Use the root note of whatever chord progression or whatever melody you created for this track. And then instead of using that big cinematic fill, use the same fill that you use at the beginning. There's no problem using it 3 times in the same beat. Or if you use a fill, use something that's less abrasive, because it's just gonna like throw off the editor if they're trying to use the sting and then they hear this big ass impactful type of drum, because it doesn't fit the context of the track. So those are the notes that I would give for that. Really dope track. Has a good vibe that can definitely get placed. Just do the little extra things that I mentioned here that really give it that extra oomph to really help you stand out. But the type of track that you put is really dope. I see it more of like as like I said, like a nighttime scene opener, just like a chill, reflective, laid back vibe. So dope track. What's good? Beats by Danny, Young Driven, back in here. She has a dope ass website that she used last time. Slick City said the vibes. Next up, we got Slick City. He just joined the community. Shout out to Slick City. Welcome to the community here. If you guys missed it, I said at the beginning that I have a community Q challenge now. Basically, I have a MIDI that you can use and you can create a beat out of, or a cue out of, and it's going to be either in the style of drama or dramedy. Turn in a cue by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. We'll review it next week. We'll come on Discord all together, and I'll give out notes, and we'll all just basically get in the reps that we need to start making more cues for sync. Everybody will have the same style of track, so it'll be dope. And then you can just put that tracks aside and use it to build your own catalog. So shout out to anybody who's joining the Discord or joining the live stream now. But we're starting that Q community challenge. Going to be really dope because we're just getting in the reps. But we're going to play Slick City's track right here. Okay. All right, Slick, I hear you. There's a couple of notes I have for this. One, that glass sound effects needs to be taken out if you're going to submit it for TV placements. And the reason why is because imagine you put that track in, right? And there's a fight scene going on, or there's a drama going on. Let's say it's not a fight scene. They're just sitting there arguing. They're talking shit to each other, right? All of a sudden, you just hear this glass break. The viewer's going to think, okay, somebody threw something. Something broke. But if the editor doesn't want to use it for that context, if they're just going back and forth and there's nothing being thrown or stuff like that, that's going to deter them from using that track. So I would be careful with your sound effects. I really, really like the intro that you did with this. How you just brought it in a little bit. Right there. And then the beat, boom. Like I would hit the beat right there at 10 seconds. The way you brought it in, you teased it, you hit a little intro fill, and then you let it ride out for a little bit without the drums. Boom, hit it right there. That's going to give it a whole different type of track or feeling, because this track is definitely a drama track. This track would be, like I said, using a fight scene, using a confrontation type of scene. Another thing is that I noticed that you use your snare rolls a few different times here. So instead of using that glass break sound effects, I would use a crash. And then the fills, you don't need to use as much. Space them out. And in the course, I talk about this, but basically when I like to use my fills to like a snare roll or something, I use it at the beginning. I use it right before I'm about to introduce the last hook, and then I use it right at the end, right before the sting. So I would use it only in those three places. That way the editor is not thinking that the track is going to end, or it's going to just, come to a transition where it's going to need him to use a different cue. So you could let your track ride out a little bit without having that snare roll there, and then the editor will be able to use that track for the whole scene, and they're just talking shit to each other or whatever like that, and you're getting like a 45-50 second placement because there's a lot of room there for them to be able to talk or have dialogue. Another thing is that brass hit that you use, I want more impact on it. I want a little bit heavier brass. There's some good ones on Splice. I have one on the drum kit that I have on my my website, or it's also included free in the sync kit as well. But there's a brass on there that I've used. Or actually, you can download the free TV template placement in one of my YouTube videos. I have a free template. I made a beat on YouTube live, and then I included like a free template. You can, and I think that's in there. So you can just use that brass staff from there. That gives it more impact. You just want to find a brass staff that has a little bit more impact, because that one's good, but it doesn't just like make you want to punch somebody in the face. You know what I'm saying? So this track rides though. This track rides, man. You got it down. I like your drums. That open hat that you have, I would take it out right here in this verse section where the drums come out, or where the beat backs out a little bit. And then when you do have it, just mix it a little bit lower in the mix, because those high frequencies shoot out on TV. Like when you're watching a TV, you're not really going to hear bass unless you have a sound bar, but you are going to hear those higher frequencies. So I would cut back on the volume on that open hat a little bit. It has perfect pace to it though. It gives it a lot of pace, so I like it. But just put it in the hook section. But this type of track will get used. Also, if you're, I don't mind that ad lib in the background, the woo. But when you do submit for a placement, make sure you're bouncing off stems, and one of the stems needs to have a no background vocal or no chant sound effects, vocal chant, a no vocal chant stem. So those are the notes that I would give it. Like I said, it's a drama track, really dope. I really like the vibes to this. Let me hear your sting again. So that's where you can add your snare roll. That and then boom. Have your brass hit too on that sting right there. So when it like hits at the end, have a sting, a brass hit with that sting. Boom, right there. And then layer a kick on it. It'll give it a little bit more impact. You don't have to layer the kick, but I like to, because it adds punch to it. Like you'll see from this example here. The track I played earlier. Here it just gives it more impact at the end right there. So that's the only thing that I would add to that sting right there. But the sting is dope. Just add that brass impact with a kick. Yeah, dope track, bro. I appreciate you joining the community, and yo, keep working at it, man. Keep sending it in. We got the next track from Luis from Barcelona. It's a dark EDM cyberpunk vibe. I'm excited to hear this. Definitely have the cyberpunk vibe. All right, dope track, man. It has a lot of energy to this. I like the sound selection that you use for this. The drums have a good punch. Hold up, why did I turn it down? The first note I have for this, one, this track would be used for a drama scene. Like, this is where shit's actually going down in a TV show when they're actually fighting. This is the type of track that they would have. The intro is a little bit too long. You don't want it that long. You want to bring in these drums pretty fast here. The riser with the snare drop, like right at 16 seconds, like I would have that already come in pretty early. Drop the beat immediately, and the reason why is because when the scene's about to happen, usually it's not like when they're showing when it's about to like the fight's about to happen. It's not gonna take 20 seconds to for them to show like, oh, they're actually about to fight. They're about to fight. Like, no, they're gonna show like, oh, it's about to go down. Oh, it's going down. That's where that fill would, like, that's where that little drop would come in. And then for the mix, the low end, I could tell it's competing with each other. So I would use a low shelf, high frequency or high pass filter, low shelf or whatever, a high pass shelf, basically the low shelf EQ band. Turn down a little bit on the low frequencies on some of the sounds because it's competing with each other. And then I would have more sidechain on that kick so it pumps. So the beat's just pumping at this point. And then add a B section, like take out some of these sounds, let it just ride out a little bit. Let there be room for dialogue where there's not too much competing sounds. But the energy is here, man. Like, the energy's perfect. Like, something's going down with this track. It definitely has a cyberpunk vibe. Yeah, and I want the melodies turned down just a little bit too. That way the drums are punching in the front end of the mix. What I like to use is there's a Pro multi-band compressor that FabFilter has. There's a preset in the mixing and mastering section, and I have a mixing and mastering YouTube video coming out where I just explain this as well. There's a mixing and mastering section, and there's a preset on there called Punch Level 1. Adding that just to like a drum bus, like put your drums in a drum bus, adding that to your drum bus, you're just going to hear like it just comes out in the front. Like, your drums are going to come out in the front, and this is just really going to hit. You know what I'm saying? So this has like a really good energy vibe that adding those drums in the front is just going to make you feel like somebody's getting punched in the face. So really dope track. Like, I think this could get used as well. This would be definitely used for a drama scene or a party scene too as well. But I feel like it's the way the cyberpunk vibe is more like drama. Also, I'll have like a crash or like a white noise filter that's hitting with the after the run part when the beat just drops. That way it's like impacting the beat when it comes in. But that's just what I would do to the beat. You don't have to take these notes, do whatever you want. But at the same time, I feel like that would help your chances even more with getting placed with this type of track. Like I said, it has great energy, definitely would get used. I feel like those are just little things that I think will help it out. Next up, we got the boy XO. He has a XLO. He has a drill placement beat, Raise My Hand. That's actually the next album I'm working on is drill, but it looks like this track is only 1 second, and I could tell because it's only 74 kilobytes. So if you want to resend your track, XLO, that way I can play it. But yeah, it looks like this wasn't bounced out correctly. But yeah, Luis, that's a dope track. I would definitely just work on a little bit on the arrangement. And that's in the mixing, and that's pretty much it. That's a track that's gonna get placed, and then just and what I would do from there. I talked about this last time in the last video. make more tracks in this vibe and dominate this sound. Like, make more tracks in this sound, this vibe, this type of energy, this dark EDM energy. Make an album of like 10 tracks, 7 to 10 tracks, and start submitting them to music libraries until you get into one, and then you'll have, you know, a lane for yourself. They'll want more tracks like that. That track will get placed. They'll see, oh, this track is getting used. Oh, let me get more tracks from this dude in this style. That way I have more to submit to my networks that I'm working with. You know, that's really gonna help you get in a lane. For sure, man. I appreciate you for coming through. You say you look forward to that video that you're about to drop. Yep. I appreciate that, man. I'm excited to drop this one up. It's like highly requested is the mixing one. So I'm just going to go and mix a track from scratch and then explain my process. I was thinking about at first just using stock, but I think it's good to kind of use exactly what I like, use the tools that exactly what I use, and just kind of explain all the processes of why I use them, and then give out a list too as well as the plugins that I use. But yeah, man, really dope track. If anybody wants to submit, just go through the Discord and throw it into the share your music section. Just waiting on XLO to send his new track back, but this one isn't working. Let's see who joined the community. There's some new people here. What's up, Bishop, Slick City, and Luis. Is it Luis or Lewis? But yeah, man, you guys sent in some dope tracks this week. I really like the energy. There's a lot of drama vibes here, like the drama type of tracks, which gets placed a lot. Like, if you think about a TV show, the tracks that get placed a lot are underscored, which is basically tracks that are like beats, really percussive driven beats that fit under dialogue. Comedy type of tracks, so comedic vibes when something goofy's happening within the show, or something that's more like lighthearted and, you know, not meant to be serious. And then drama and tension get placed a lot, because if you think about it, TV, all that stuff is played off drama. There's always drama going on, especially with reality TV. There's always confrontation going on. So they just, like, TV shows like to fluctuate people's emotions. Like, they want to bring them in by attacking their emotions. Oh, there's drama going on, that's going to catch your interest. So those are the different things that like the different type of vibes that happen within TV shows. The first Lewis. All right, we got XLO here. Oh my God. Sir. Damn, that was fire. That was fire. I like it because it's different. I've told you guys before in the live streams, and I see that you took the advice. Like, right now, drill, like all the stuff that was pretty much hot at the beginning of the year or last year, that stuff is slowly starting to make its way into like sync. I feel like sync is like a year or two behind as far as the current style vibe of tracks. This is a track that's mixed with drama, like not comedic, but like drama, tension, with drill, which is a perfect mix. I like everything about this track. The intro, you introduced it perfectly. Look how quick this intro is here. Boom, already in the beat. Fire. So they're gonna use this first doom, 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 doom. They'll chop up the scene with those little hits right here, and then boom, the beat just drops in. fire. Like how you introduce, the light elements here, the light hook here at the beginning, and then at the end you add all those extra elements like the strings and stuff like that. The drums get heavier. The last 8 bars, the drums get even more heavier. This is like the exact formula that I talk about in the course. So I like that you implemented that. And then that sting, the way you transition to that sting, crazy. So shout out to XLO. You killed this one. This is like the exact formula from the course, like how you structure your beats for TV. It's perfect. I think right here you can even get away with just giving it like even more room for dialogue. It's dropping out the drums for us, maybe like a bar or two, like where that little pizzicato is, just because it's gonna give it a break. Like, let's say the editor wants to cut out a little part for the verse, they'll be able to cut this light B section here because there's very, very little going on. So let me explain that a little bit better. So you hear how you have this pizzicato plucks? On the second time when this is about to repeat, I would take out the drums for like really quick, like 2 bars, like 2 bars right here, and then let the drums come in. Boom, like right there when those, and then the drums come back in. That's what I would do for that. You don't have to. That's just to take it up a next level. Oh, you said you followed that video that I had about structures to make this one. You killed it. It worked. Drums are punchy, right in your face, really clean mix. Like, this track is perfect. Definitely make more tracks like this, man. Make a drill dramedy or drill drama album right now. I'm telling you, XLO, make a drill album and start submitting it. In the course, I talked about this earlier in the video, this live stream. There's a couple of libraries that I add in the bonus section that I submit to personally. And if you take an album and you take this album of these drill beats right here and you submit it to one of these libraries, I guarantee you'll get picked up. Like, I can almost guarantee. I can't guarantee because I don't work for them, but I can almost guarantee that you'll get picked up because I've already looked on their website and I show the website and you can listen to the music that's already on the website. There's nothing like this on there right now. I just got asked to make an album like this for the next album that I create in this style. Not drama drill, but just drill in general. And I was already going to do like comedy drill. I was already going to do drama drill. But this style right here, I'm guaranteeing like it's gonna get you placed. This will work perfect for like those NBA montages, the NBA highlights. There's so many different lanes that this track could be used for. So really dope track. I really like this. You killed it. Yeah, D Brown said, "Go get the bag, fam." Facts. Really dope track. I'm about to play that. I'm about to play it back one more time. Oh my God, look at that intro. Damn, that's fire. Good shit, XO. Good stuff. If anybody wants to submit, please feel free to send your tracks through the Share Your Music section. We'll go over your track. We're all trying to improve here. I'm still trying to improve. I'm still trying to get better. I was mentored by this person who's that 2017, 2019, and now he's 2020. ASCAP TV, like the highest composed. He has the most placements basically of anyone in ASCAP in the year. This is the 3rd year for TV placements, and he is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm trying to basically compete with him and his sound and how good he is. So I learned a lot from him, but he makes me want to get better. There's always room for improvement. So, if you hear a track that sounds really good or whatever in this live stream, don't feel discouraged. This is all about getting the reps in, which is why I created that community challenge. We got to keep killing it. We got to keep working and getting better and, really take over this stuff. Imagine over the next 5 years, you're turning in 5 tracks a week or whatever. For the next, 3 years, 1 year. Imagine you make 5 tracks a week or 10 tracks every 2 weeks or whatever, and you're submitting them in for placements. That's a lot of different opportunity for you right there. You're going to get a lot, like that stuff's going to compound over time. There's a lot of opportunity for this stuff. People think that sync licensing is saturated. That is a high misconception. It's saturated maybe for composers who make like orchestra or rock. I wouldn't even say that, but it may be saturated for some people, but for hip hop, pop, EDM, that current vibe, there's always room for opportunity there. like I said this before, but each TV show has about 45 minutes that it plays out, right? So an episode of a TV show is about 45 minutes. Each TV show has about 85 to about 135, maybe 150 tracks per show. That's a lot. If you think about how many episodes are in a season, let's just say it's an 8 episode season. How many tracks is that? That's over 800 to 1,000 tracks right there alone just for that one show that they need. And they always want, every time that show re-airs for a new season, they want new music. They don't want to use too much of the same music from the previous year. They want to use new current music. So it's definitely not saturated. A lot of room for opportunity out there. Let's keep killing it, guys. Let's take action. This is something I was working on this past weekend. Synthwave type track by the homie Luis. Let's hear it.
Love is passion. Obsession. Someone you can't live without. I say, fall head over heels. Find someone you can love like crazy. Love you to skip my bag.
Yep, this will get placed. That's guitar. Really nice guitar here.
There's no sense living your life without this. To make the journey and not fall deeply in
There's a
love.
nice verse section right here.
You haven't lived a life at all. But you have to try. Because if you haven't tried, you haven't lived.
Oh, snap. Mariah Carey out here singing on this. This track is dope. This will be used for, like, this type of vibe would definitely get placed. This is like a pop, a pop uplifting, has an uplifting feel to it. This also would be used as a scene closer. A scene closer basically is the tracks that are used to end out a scene or usually end out the episode. So they have like a, like an uplifting or like almost like a rejoiceful type of feel where they feel like they've came together and they come back and or something. Basically, when the show is formatted, they tell a story, and then at the end, it's like the hero's ending. So this would have that type of feel to it. This has that type of feel to it to me. And I also think that the same notes apply from the last one, is that I just want the drums up front for this one a little bit more. But the track is dope. Has a nice ambient vibe. I like the sounds you use. That guitar sings. Has a really nice feel to it. I would take it out if you're submitting for TV placements. I would take that guitar out because it's more of a lead out for the verse section. But that's about it. I mean, you could keep that in there if you want, because I know this is just a track that you made. I know you probably didn't make this with TV in mind, but if you are submitting that type of track for TV, just make sure that verse doesn't have any leads in it. It's just more accents or lighter stuff. That way there's dialogue that can fit over it. But that's a dope track. I like that. Yep, I like that. Really nice sounds. Has a good feel, good feeling to it. Feel good vibes. But all right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me. I have to get ready for an interview at 11:30, so I need to prepare for that. I appreciate everybody who came through this stream today. I will keep this live stream up, so if you want to go back and listen to any notes or take any notes from the video, I keep it up on my YouTube, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'll have that mixing video up this weekend. I appreciate everybody who came through. Thanks everybody for submitting your tracks. Really dope tracks so far. And hopefully it helped out. This is your boy XcaliberZero, your personal music supervisor, aka the music producer we can grow with. Shout out to everybody who came through. We out. Oh yeah. Also, feel free to make a track based off that community Q challenge that you see on your screen. Turn it in. Let's go over it together, everybody. I'm gonna make one too as well. I'm gonna take the MIDI or the actual WAV file and make a track out of it and turn it in as well. That way, everybody can have stuff that we can compare to. So let's get it. All right, guys. Catch you later.